Okay, this is going to be a return to the augmented chord. I want to give you some more options for the augmented chord for using it, because it's a cool thing. Remember that effect that we discovered when we went from the 1 to the 4 chord? But we turned the 1 chord into an augmented chord by raising the 5th a half step. This is all in my video on the 1 augmented. That looks like a little plus sign. 1 plus, the plus represents augmented. That's what it was like to go from 1 to 1 augmented and then to the 4. And it gives you that little chromatic melody by introducing the note that's in between a note from the first chord and a note from the second chord. Right? First chord has this note in it. Second chord has this note in it. They're a whole tone away. Well, let's introduce the one in between. Then it gives you a kind of leading tone in that way. Okay, so now there are other chords you could go to than the 4 chord. You could also go to the 6 chord or the 2 chord. Check it out, because they resolve that tension by giving you the same note. Excuse me. That's going to a 6 chord. 1, make it an augmented 1, and then go to the 6. Do, do, do. Still got that thing. Or the 2. Okay, so there are a couple more options. Now, mainly what I wanted to show you in this video is that you can do that same thing from the 5 chord to the 1 chord. So say you're going from the 5 to the 1, you're going home, it's going to be a cadence, but you could do it straight. You could go 5-7, but maybe that's I don't know, a little too strong, as in kind of like an obvious kind of tension, saying like, I'm the 5 and I want to go to the 1. Sometimes you'll want that, but maybe in this case you don't. You want something a little more subtle. Try this. 5 augmented. Again, we're just raising the 5th a half step and going to the 1. It gives you that same little chromatic melody. Do, do, do. Now, why does this work the same way it works between the 1 and the 4? As I mentioned 2 videos ago in the one on the flat 7, the relationship between the 1 chord and the 4 chord is mathematically identical to the relationship between the 5 chord and the 1 chord. If you think about it, we're starting on the 1 chord and going to the 4 chord from a C to an F. Well, here's a C, 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect 4th up, you're at an F. That's kind of the relationship, the interval between those 2 root notes. Okay, but if we're on a 5 chord in the key of C, that's a G, and we're going to the 1, well, that's also a perfect 4th away. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can do the same thing. Okay, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I would say it's a little more common to use that augmented thing between the 1 and the 4, and that's why I introduced it first, but you could also use it from the 5 to the 1. Now, you could also use it, and giving you a couple more options, still from the 5, but we just need other chords with this note right here in them. So yes, the 1 chord has it, but what else has that note? A 3 chord, or a 6 chord. Now, I'm just giving you options within the key, because like all of these recent videos, kind of the theme of them has been we're working within a key, but we're introducing notes from outside of a key. From outside of the key that do interesting things to the stuff within a key without taking us out of the key to another one, right? So we're staying within the key, as I've been playing in the key of C, but it could be any key. But both of these notes we introduced, both the one where we turned the 1 chord to an augmented, that gave us a particular note. That one is not in the key, and this one, when we went on the 5 chord, that one's not in the key. but they're cool little in-between notes that you can use in this way. So there you go. The augmented chord hopefully now is a little more useful to you.